There was a further allegation regarding data in the ESIS system, which is our scheduling system. And the allegation was that the guidance counselors, at the direction of Principal Barton, were asked to go in and change the schedules of teachers so that financial gain of some teachers would not be realized. The results of those investigations were that there were many changes made in teacher and student schedules in the first 5 weeks of schools, as occurs in any of our secondary schools. So we did not investigate all teachers in the school. If this had occurred, the teachers are open to filing, going through the grievance procedure through the Buffalo Teachers Federation. The district has received no grievances in this regard from McKinley High School. Based on an audit of ESIS and teacher interviews, there was no evidence to support that entire classes of students were changed from one teacher to another at the direction of Principal Barton in order to avoid classroom size overages. Serious allegations in regard to theft of services that included the alleged printing of sports t-shirts at the school, which were allegedly later sold. It was also alleged that the school's brochures and church bulletins. This part of the investigation was turned over to the district attorney's office and was the investigation was given to John Dosher, Assistant District Attorney, Chief Special Investigations for Prosecution of White-Collar Crimes. The Erie County District Attorney's Office concluded, we are all in agreement that these allegations, even if both true and provable, would still not constitute a crime. It was therefore incumbent upon the district to conduct a further internal investigation. There was no evidence to support the allegations that sports t-shirts were printed at the school and later sold. All teachers interviewed did not believe that their equipment or any materials were used after hours on any occasion by them or any other person. The color copier in the school is used at the discretion of one career and technical education teacher and her students. There's no way to track what was copied on that machine, is that there is no mechanism in place to store the projects in memory. During the course of that investigation, it was learned that about 60% of what is printed at that school is for McKinley High School purposes. About 40% of what is printed is for individuals in the Buffalo Public Schools. And less than 1% of what is printed by the teacher and her students is printed for outside agencies, organizations, or other companies. There is a clear process in place at the school for this work being completed. A form must be completed for all work requests that is approved by the teacher and by Principal Barton. There is no established fee for services provided, although all paper must be supplied if it's a district job or a non-district request. Some agencies, organizations, or companies can choose to make a donation to the school following the work completed. If donations are made, the money, check, or money order is given to the school clerk, who deposits the money into a school account that is audited by the associate auditor for the Buffalo Public Schools. Money earned for work performed has been used for entry fees for students, field trips for students, transportation for students, and classroom supplies for students. It is possible that printing of church brochures or political literature has been printed in the past, as all requests for printing are considered. However, no violation of any district policy was found. There was a serious allegation made in regard to special education students not receiving the proper educational support services to which they are entitled. Student athletes from general education, it was alleged, were automatically placed into special education seats at the expense of special education students. According to a review of all district data in ESIS and extensive teacher interviews, all special education students at McKinley High School are scheduled appropriately and given grades by the teachers to whom they were assigned. At the direction of Principal Barton, one teacher is assigned to monitor the scheduling and the individual education plans for all special education students. All teachers stated that, to the best of their knowledge, the academic needs of the special education students at McKinley High School were being met. Student athletes who were either in general education or special education were appropriately provided academic intervention services through the established scheduling process and informally before and after school hours and during study halls by the general education and special education teachers. Based on the information presented during the interviews, the teachers at McKinley High School take a collective responsibility for all students and continuously work to meet their academic needs. It was a great display of the teachers of extending themselves throughout the entire school day, before, during, and after the day, to meet the needs of athletes, non-athletes, general education students, and special education students. There was also an allegation made that the grades of the student athletes were changed. We have the capability in ESIS to go through and see who changed every grade, what day they changed it, what hour of the day they changed it, and what grade they changed it. We did an analysis of all student athlete grades, and we conclude that based on the information presented during teacher and counselor interviews, there was no irregular behaviors noted on the part of the interviewed teachers and the counselors who made grade changes. The last allegation had to do with the theft of equipment from McKinley High School with computers and cameras. The audit included a physical count of every computer in the school and every camera at the school site, compared with the official Department of Information Technology's inventory list and the purchase records for the school. Our findings are that there are no computers or cameras that were found missing. Based on the investigations conducted and the findings presented by the lead investigators, there will be no follow-up disciplinary action against Principal Barton, any other administrator at McKinley High School, any teacher, any teacher aide, or clerical personnel assigned to McKinley High School. All of that was based on evidence that was collected over a 6-week period. And if I could give my opinion at this point, I've observed nothing but McKinley being a wonderful place for students to be, where students were thriving, students appeared happy, teachers appeared happy and collaborative, and I was most edified continuously in my visits and during my interviews to see the collective responsibility that the teachers and administrators take for the students at McKinley High School, where they are teaching before the school bell begins, teaching after school, and throughout the day to meet the needs of the 1,200 children at McKinley High School. What is attached to the letter is a 2-page letter that we received from the State Education Department from David H. Abrams that outlines his findings regarding the allegation of cheating in the Regents examination. This concludes my investigation, and I'll take any questions if you have them.
Thank you, Dr.